the question is, why is this a priority in a different kind of way? The politicization of the DOJ and the FBI is undeniable.
Abe, would you look at that? It looks like the left-wing talking points have been disseminated for all of the Somali fraud in Minnesota. Because, of course, it's not happening, guys. No. All of your eye peepers feasting on these videos of what looks to be clear fraud. It's not happening, right? Everybody knows that Minnesota, they care so much about immigrants and law enforcement that this would never happen. Let's head down to Andrew Mercado over here, using naughty words, by the way. This is a small example of what all of the leftards on social media are saying right now. He's making fun of Nick Shirley's piece. I think it's been seen 107 million times in just, 2-3 days? And so normies are starting to see what's happening. The proof is insurmountable, and the left-wing talking points are flying fast and furiously. Talking point number one, it's not happening. Produce a propaganda piece at daycare centers during Christmas break, and the kids are not present due to Christmas break. Yeah, all of the Somali Muslim kids are not there in the daycare. And squint because of Christmas? That doesn't make any sense. This entire piece wasn't put together in one day and then uploaded, Andrew. That's not how any of this works. They've been working on, the guy that Nick's working with has been working on this for months. They've been monitoring these places. There's no kids. Right? This entire thing took months to produce and put together. They're not there. Right ring. Ooh, guys, he used the R word. Cancel them, lefties. Well, look at all the fraud in Minnesota. See, mocking in the sense that, listen, you're an idiot. You're an idiot if you think there's fraud in Minnesota. Everybody knows that. Minnesota run by Tim Walz and his flappy hands? That's a well-engined, well-maintained economic, social, and law and justice engine over there. Except, again, this has been happening forever. Here's 2018. 2018, here's a piece. They're monitoring this family in public. The family goes into the daycare center, signs the kids in, and then leaves with the kids. Well, that's a weird thing. Wow. Well, it seems like fraud. Yeah. The place then bills the state then pays them, and then the families get a kickback. Yeah. This was never fixed. And because it was never fixed, it's way worse now. It's way worse. But it's not happening, right? It's not happening, right, Andrew? No, of course it's happening. See, Andrew is a cocksucker, and he's afraid of being called a racisms. And so he's going to say, oh my God, no, the blacks would never. The black Somali immigrant community that's probably also full of gays, they would never commit fraud, right? You're a racism if you believe that. Yeah, there you go. That's where we're at now. So first it's not happening, and when that talking point fails, it'll be, well, you're also a white supremacist. Tim Walz calls journalist Nick Shirley a white supremacist. Over here at Gateway Pundit. Yeah. Tim Walz not functioning very well in the brain areas. His mental acuity has been drained. He's all out of energons, and he's resorting to racism. Yeah, don't be a lefty. Make sure that you're firing on all cylinders. If you need an energy boost, check out today's sponsor, TWC's Recharge. Every bit of focus and clarity you feel starts off with your mitochondria, those tiny little power plants inside of your cells. And when they weaken, your thinking slows, your energy drops, and even the simple tasks feel that much harder. This is why researchers are so interested in methylene blue. Researchers have been using this for over a century to treat things like blood poisoning, malaria, even cyanide exposure. In recent years, scientists have found something even more extraordinary. In small controlled doses, methylene blue can support healthy mitochondrial energy production, especially right here in the brain. Dr. Anna Yaroslavsky from the University of Massachusetts calls it a cellular reboot because it helps the brain produce cleaner, more efficient energy. In 2025, the hype gained traction, and people now use methylene blue to support mental clarity, sharper thinking, healthy aging without relying on unhealthy stimulants. But purity matters. Many products online are using aquarium-grade blue dyes or unregulated powders that are not meant for human use, probably from China. The wellness company's Recharge is in a league of its own with its pharmaceutical-grade methylene blue paired with PQQ and NAD. It is the ultimate brain hack hybrid. So get 10% off plus free shipping right now by heading to twc.health/salty. Use promo code SALTY again for 10% off and free shipping. Feel the difference. Think clear. Recharge. Here's what low energy Tim Walz had to say, quote, "This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy." Yeah, you see that, guys? It's white supremacy. If you want to look into fraud. No. Unleash ICE. Send ICE and the Department of Homeland Security. DHS is now on the ground in Minneapolis, and they're going door to door at suspected fraud sites. Yeah, we don't care. You've got no power here. This, oh my God, you're a racism. Oh my God, this is white supremacy. Everybody knows that law and order, that's white supremacy. What, you don't like being bilked as a taxpayer? You don't like being scammed by a bunch of foreign invaders protected by lispy, white, gullible, having goofball leftards? Well, that's white. Yeah, no, shut up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Yeah, big fan of Supreme Pizza over here, you stupid idiots. Department of Homeland Security is on the ground in Minneapolis, and they beaten down the doors. Go a door. Good. Good. Because last I checked, yep, it's arrest o'clock. The American people deserve answers on how their taxpayer money is being used, and arrests when abuse is found under the leadership of Secretary Noem. Hot Secretary Noem. The grandmas on our side are hot. That's still a little bit confusing to my balls, but it is what it is. All right, anyway, guys, the DHS is working to deliver results. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Knock, knock. Who's there? Accountability. Look at this. They got hookah. This is a smoke shop. It's a vape shop, but it's billing as a daycare center. That's not. That's. Shut up, idiot. Shut up, idiot. Hey, what are you gonna arrest our poor blacks? We're gonna arrest criminals. We don't care what color the criminals are. You got a bunch of Slavs? Bring me a bunch of white Norwegian snow. Eskimo, white Eskimo people. Anybody committing fraud, we're throwing you into a dungeon at this point. The American people are done. There you go. Excuse me, sir. Where are the kids at? Well, it's Christmas. Looks like a vape shop in here.
You know when the last time someone's been there? It seems locked up and closed, but we had.
So the vape shop is like, oh shit. God knows what the vape shop is up to. But yeah, there are so many people keying in and focusing on this at this point. They're finding fraud everywhere. You've got other child daycare centers. The misspellings are all over the place. And the phone number rings into Tim Walz's office. I swear to God, there's just fraud. You throw a rock, you're going to hit some fraud in this place. And so they're finding buildings that are boarded up. They're clearly not. They're clearly not functional, Andrew. They're clearly not functional. But the building is billing the state for millions of dollars. It's completely boarded up. So they go to next door to the vape shop. They go, you see anybody ever like working there? Or the vape shop. God knows what they're up to. No, I don't speak English. I don't speak English. You don't speak English? What? Are you here legally? No, I'm here legally. I went to the quality hiring center. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But that's where we're at. So you got the good old-fashioned 1-2 punch of, it's not happening. Even if it is happening, leave our Somalis alone, because they're black. That doesn't make any sense. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. In this economic climate, that's not going to work. People are done. Woke is dead, and people are pissed off. They ain't got any money. That combination is going to lead to some arrests. I feel it, Abe. I feel it in my spinal My spinal column is telling me this. It's tingling. So here's MSNBC. They're going to take the 2 talking points and jam them into one piece, right? And so here's this Mara Gay, and she's like, oh my God, leave these poor Somali people alone.
Let's recall, too, that there's also other scandals in other states. For example, the Mississippi welfare scandal. And this is not unique to politics. Americans know that. But of course, the other factor here is that because it looks like the Somali population in Minnesota, the Somali immigrant population may have been involved in some way. Those people are being scapegoated.
Oh, yeah. It's not happening. Go look at fraud in Mississippi. We'll get to the fraud in Mississippi, by the way. I don't care. Again, nobody cares what the skin color of the criminals are. We want them all arrested. Yeah. I scream white supremacy when you find a bunch of white meth heads bilking the government, stealing taxpayers. I want them arrested too, idiot, you dumb tards. You guys should look into. So what? There's fraud in Minnesota. Go to Mississippi. We're going to get there too. Don't worry. We're going to all the places. That we cleaned them all. We're done being robbed by you leftard scumbags. Leave the poor Somalis alone. So if the Somalis are robbing us, we should just leave them alone, right, Andrew? Right, lefties? Right, Tim Walz? No. Boom, 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 boom. You're under arrest. Are you committing a crime? Yeah. Scream all you want about your sexual orientation, your skin color, while we take you to the dungeon we're throwing you in. Y'all going to jail. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. Check out today's sponsor, TWC's Recharge, and then make way, because the salt must flow.